All right, let's get right into it. Today we are diving deep into the world of AI presentation software. You know, just a few years ago, this whole space was a novelty, but now the landscape has absolutely exploded with these incredible tools. And there's so much more than just slide generators anymore. We're going to make sense of it all.
Yeah, and this quote right here, it perfectly captures what's happening. The really big shift is moving from thinking of these things as just a tool to seeing them as a partner. It's not about you just telling a machine what to do anymore. Now it's about collaborating with a co-creator that can seriously help with everything from the initial research all the way to the final design.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll talk about what it even means to have an AI co-creator. Then we'll get into the tools themselves. We'll look at the storytellers, the ones that integrate into your workflow, and the all-arounders that just make design effortless. And then at the end, we'll figure out how you can choose the absolute perfect tool for you.
Okay, first things first. Why do we even need a guide like this? Well, all this innovation is amazing, right? But it's also created a brand new problem for all of us.
Exactly. It's the classic paradox of choice. It can feel totally overwhelming when every single tool is promising to be a complete game changer. So our whole goal here today is to cut through all that noise and give you a really clear map of what's out there.
All right, let's kick things off with the category of tools I call the storytellers. These are the ones that want to completely break you out of that old, boring slide-by-slide format. You use these when you don't just want to show information, you want to create a real journey for your audience.
You probably know Prezi, right? They've always been about doing things non-linearly. Well, their AI just cranks that up to 11. Instead of just clicking next, 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 your audience is taken on this cinematic ride, zooming into tiny details and then pulling way back to see the whole picture. And its best feature, the AI visual storyteller, is wild. It can take a bunch of your raw text and automatically build it into an interactive flowchart. It's just brilliant for showing how different ideas connect.
Now, Tome is another powerhouse in this category, but it has a totally different vibe. It's really built for creating those super polished, super modern pitch decks and stories. You basically give it a prompt and boom, it generates an entire narrative for you. It uses this cool tile-based system, and it even creates AI images to go with the text. And one of the best parts? The layouts are always responsive, so it's going to look fantastic whether you're viewing it on a phone or a giant projector.
So how do you pick between the two? Well, it really boils down to this. Prezi AI is all about the flow. It's about interaction and creating this dynamic, living map of your ideas. Tome, on the other hand, is all about narrative generation from a single idea. It's absolutely perfect for when you need to craft that slick, convincing pitch deck fast.
Okay, on to our next group, the integrators. Now these tools are for all of you who are thinking, I really don't want to learn a whole new app. They're designed to slide seamlessly into the software you already live in every single day, like Google Slides and PowerPoint. If you're someone who lives and breathes in Google Workspace, then Gemini is about to be your new best friend. Seriously, it's not some separate program you have to open. It just lives right there in a side panel in Google Slides. It can generate images, write your speaker notes, and because it's connected to your Drive and Gmail, the content it suggests is actually personalized and useful. It brings the AI right to you.
Okay, Notebook LM is really interesting because it solves a problem before you even start making slides. Think of it as a research assistant. You upload all your source material, articles, PDFs, messy notes, and it helps you make sense of it all. But the really crucial part is that the outlines it creates are grounded in your sources, so you know for a fact that every single point on your slide is backed by solid evidence.
Then you've got Plus AI, which is built from the ground up for the business world. It works right inside Slides or PowerPoint, and it's fantastic at creating those clean, professional, corporate-looking designs. But let me tell you, its killer feature is something called AI-powered snapshots, and it's a game changer if you work with data.
Let's look at what that actually means. You know how it is, right? You copy and paste a chart from a spreadsheet into your deck. The very next minute, someone updates the spreadsheet and, poof, your slide is already out of date. Well, with Plus AI, you insert a snapshot of that data. Now your slide is directly connected to the source. When the data changes, your chart updates automatically. No more last-minute panic attacks 5 minutes before the big meeting.
All right, now for our biggest category. These are the all-rounders. These tools are the absolute masters of automating beautiful design. They are for anyone whose main goal is to get from a simple idea to a gorgeous, finished product as fast as humanly or, well, AI-ly possible. So Gamma is pretty much considered the best all-rounder out there right now, and it's not just for presentations. You can create entire web pages and documents with it too. It uses this really flexible system of cards instead of rigid slides, so it feels more like building a modern website. And the best part, with just one click, you can completely change the entire visual style, or you can just ask the AI to flesh out any of your points with more detail. And of course, we have to talk about Canva. I mean, its Magic Studio is just an absolute powerhouse. You can give it a few words or even upload a whole document, and it will spit out a fully designed presentation for you. But its true superpower has got to be the magic switch. When you finish your presentation, you can click one button and instantly repurpose the whole thing into a blog post or an email or a quick summary. It's not just a presentation tool, it's a whole content engine.
Now, if your number one top priority is just pure speed, AI PPT is going to be your go-to. It's built for people who just want to get from zero to a finished presentation in like under a minute. The whole thing is built around its guided step-by-step wizard.
And this is pretty much how it works. It's super simple. You just give it your topic, then it'll ask you a couple of quick questions, to get the tone and audience right. And based on your answers, it just generates the entire deck for you. It's perfect if you want a creation process that feels more like a conversation.
Beautiful.ai is on a mission, and that mission is to make it literally impossible for you to create an ugly slide. It's like having a little graphic designer bot living in your computer. As you add stuff, the AI is constantly adjusting the layout, making sure everything stays perfectly balanced and looks great. Now, the flip side is that it can feel a little restrictive if you're a creative type who wants to break the rules, but it's an amazing safety net.
And finally, for all the educators out there, Curipod is the clear winner. This thing isn't just about presenting information. It's about creating real, interactive experiences. It can automatically embed polls, word clouds, and even drawing activities right into your lessons. And maybe the most impressive thing is its real-time AI feedback loop, which can actually give students guidance while you're presenting. How cool is that?
Okay, wow. We have covered a lot of ground. So many incredible tools, and every single one has a different strength. Which, of course, brings us right back to that big question. How on earth do you choose the right one for you?
Well, here's the secret. The answer isn't about finding the one best tool on the market. It's about finding the best tool for your specific mission. You've got to stop and ask yourself, what am I actually trying to do here?
Just think about it like this. What's your role? Are you a storyteller trying to take your audience on a journey? Then you should be looking at Prezi or Tome. Are you an integrator just trying to make your existing workflow in Google or Microsoft a little smarter? Then Gemini or Plus AI is where you should start. Or are you a designer at heart, focused on creating something beautiful really, really fast? Then you've got amazing choices like Gamma, Canva, or Beautiful.ai.
So look, the most important thing to take away from all this is that the technology has truly evolved. We've moved past just having simple tools. We now have real creative partners. The software is ready. It's waiting for you. The only question left is, what story are you going to tell?